Hello guys, I double checked and I am 98% sure I am in the Dynasty Invite Surge. So we are going to charge forward. I said 2:15-ish, and guys, I am rarely on time with anything in my life. I am notoriously late. My sister is 2 years ahead in school, and when we were in high school, her senior year, she actually willed me punctuality. So it's like an ongoing problem. But let it be known to the world, ladies and gentlemen, that I started this call at 2:14 and I was supposed to start at 2:15. I know Lindsay said 2 o'clock, but don't even, Lindsay, it was a typo. It was a typo. So, welcome guys. Today we're going to talk about something that maybe some of you run from. Maybe some of you have overanalyzed. Maybe some of you are like paralyzed in fear. You feel so unorganized, and which stresses you out. And when you get stressed, you eat more food. And when you eat more food, you are off your plan. When you're off your plan, then you feel crummy about being a coach. And then when you feel crummy about being a coach, then you think maybe this coaching thing isn't meant for me. And then when you start thinking maybe this coaching thing isn't meant for me, you think, oh, well, it's all because of blah. So there's a cycle here. There's a lot of vicious cycle that can happen, but I'm going to nip it in the bud right now and tell you a very, very, very simple way that you can get organized, a very simple way that you can take a deep breath of relief, take a sigh in, out, and you just let a system manage who you talk to, when you talk to them, how to start new conversations, when to actually go for the big invite without freaking out. A lot of these ongoing questions that you might have, but also your team might have. A lot of people start as coaches and they're like, I'm really excited, but how do I start? I'm really excited, but how do you start new conversations with strangers? Do I just talk? Do I just like spam and bulk message 500 people and invite them? Negative. Absolutely not. I had an amazing getting started right call yesterday with a new coach, and she said, I mean, I see a lot of my friends and other companies add me to a bunch of groups, and I hate that, but like, is that what I'm supposed to do? And I'm just kind of supposed to suck it up? And I was so proud at that point to tell her, absolutely not. You do not add people to groups without their permission, and you do not spam them, and you do not creep on them, and you do not harass them, and you do not come across as a yucky salesperson. You literally have to focus on relationship marketing, relational marketing. I cannot wait to teach. Let me, hold on. I get so excited. I'm going to gather my thoughts. I have so much to share with you guys, but I'm going to let the documents and the graphics and the spreadsheets that I have prepared share a lot of the teachable moments with you guys, and I'm going to run through this thing that I call the funnel. Because as you guys are learning, and I know that you already know this, I know a lot of you guys are veteran coaches, you might have just started, you might have been around the block. So are you serious right now? Sorry, I'm outside and my neighbors are working on their pool. I'm gonna go inside. We're gonna be flexible here. So I know some of you guys have been inviting, like you're hitting Success Club, you know what's up, but then how do you teach your team? Y'all, if you could only see the way that my leg is bending right now to open this door, if you could teach your team to invite, how can you do that? How do you teach I think we're back. You guys are so flexible with me. Ooh, I like having this flower in the background. That makes me feel really fun. Look guys, it's all bright and crazy and fun. I'm gonna teach you a really simple system called the funnel. Okay, so there's 7 steps in how I invite people. And this is also how I teach my team to track their conversations. And to start somebody from step 1, day 1, to like 2 weeks into it, and think about this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out the solution to you, throw out the answer, throw out how amazingly simple and productive you could be each week. And then I'm going to tell you how to do it, okay? Think about this. You start as a coach, or you have somebody on your team start as a coach, okay? You tell them, step 1, this is so easy. Step 1, today, right now, you go and you like and comment on 5 different people's walls, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Okay, cool. Now, write down those 5 names. Boom, you just started a list. A list is something that is monumental in your business. And I will be bold and tell you, if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. But I got that from Janelle Summers when I first started as a coach. I started as a coach in 2013 but I think she said that on a national wake-up call either that year or the following year, but it stuck with me. It has stuck with me so much so that I have done a lot of my trainings on list building and expanding your market, but how to track these people and how to keep up with these people so you continue to build relationships. It is not something that I feel insecure about. Now, do I have the biggest following in the network? No. Am I the highest star diamond? Not yet. But I'll tell you what I feel really confident about is that if somebody gets into my inner circle, I got them. I got them. Why? Because I like that person and I feel connected with them and I feel comfortable going to them and be like, you are funny and we click and I get you and you get me, like you're on my vibe. So how about this? You're going to join this challenge with me because we need to do this together. You're going to hold me accountable. This is going to be so much fun. And I approach it like, hey girlfriend, since we're like on the same page now, we're twinning, you and I have the same like vibe. I feel so comfortable with that person by the time I want to invite them to something. It's exciting to me and it's exciting for them because then they are able to walk into my inner circle even more. So step one as a coach, let's say day one, you tell somebody to start a list. I will say it again because if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. You can't just fly by the seat of your pants. You can't just wake up, make a post, and think that everyone's going to flock to your door. Why? Because if I put an invitation out there, everyone's invited to my house for a Friday night. And people are like, well, that's really awesome. I really want to go to Laura's party, but like, did she really mean me? Like when she said everybody, am I included in everybody? Or if I show up, is she going to be like, oh dang, now you're the awkward person who really wasn't invited, but you're the pity invite, and or would it be much more comfortable for that person if I sent them a specific text and I said, hey girl, you might have seen my public invitation, you know, I put it out there, I emailed our small group from church that I'm having a dinner party at my house on Friday, but I want to let you know, I really would love you to be in this dinner party. Would you mind bringing some salad? Okay, so that person will automatically go from wondering, you know, I saw that she's having a dinner party. I think that she's inviting everybody, and it's an open invite. Everyone can participate, but I don't really feel comfortable just like knocking on her front door. I don't really know her. So inviting somebody privately is going the next mile and making sure you're not just throwing out an open invitation where people are not going to be comfortable knocking on your front door. What they need you to do is reach out to them specifically and say, hey, I was actually interested in you coming. Would you mind? I would love for you to come to dinner on Friday night. We're going to have a big party over here, and one-on-one, I'm talking to you. You're invited. You want people to feel that connection. Posting is amazing. Posting is so valuable. You got to do that to build up credibility and a good reputation. But it's only going to reach the masses, but it's going to reach a personal level when you go one-on-one and post private messaging and inviting or texting or calling or however you do your personal invites. But don't just sit back and wait for people to come to you. So I'm going to just introduce you guys to 7 steps on how I invite and how you can start tracking it on a list. A list is pen and paper. A list is, I have a list of lists. I'm such a dork right now. Pen and paper, notebook or a binder, Google Drive, Excel, or numbers if you're a Mac person like me. Gmail Streak. It's where you can funnel people through on a Gmail system and you can have scripts and stuff. Kind of cool. Asana is another free program. It's online. I'll explain all these later, not right now. There's some other like CRMs, which CRM is not what we're going to talk about in this video, but these are basically tools that other coaches in the network have used to manage their list. I'm getting rid of this housekeeping stuff before I give you the real meat. Follow me, stick with me, stick with me. I know I'm being totally like techie emerald admin right now, and this is not something fun a lot of people talk about, but this is going to help you stay organized, which is going to help you relieve your stress, which is going to help you love this business even more. One-page CRM, Zoho, Teamsy, you guys might have heard of some of those. But the tool that you use to track your list is secondary. Because what's most important is that you actually work your list, is that actually you talk to the people on your list, that you actually build connections with people on the list. And you might get gun shy, you might get cold feet. You might be like, well, this one time I commented on this one girl's thing, but I forgot who it was, and then I don't know. And so you're going to miss a lot of opportunities if you're not writing down their names. You need to write down everybody's names in an organized fashion. Just pick some way. You need to start with pen and paper. Start it that way. But step number 1 in the 7 steps to following a funnel, to take somebody from stranger to connection to a relationship to an invite into a follow-up. You can do all of those steps in a 2-week period while being totally your personality, totally comfortable, totally engaging, and totally not creeper. You can. And this is how. Have I built it up? Have I built it up so much? You guys are going to think this is some secret. It's not a secret. It's the same thing you've heard your entire Beachbody career. But this is how simple it is. You just have to do the work. Step number 1 is really hard. Like and comment on people's things. What? Yeah. Go like and comment. Love bomb people. That's a word we're throwing around. Step number 2. This is a tough one. Repeat. Repeat that. Step number 1, you like and comment. Step number 2, repeat that. Now, the significance of the 7 steps is I want you guys to do 1 step every 2 days for each contact. So let's say you meet with, Danielle Word. Her name is, I'm doing this Bible study right now, and Danielle Word was on the paper. So that's the prospect's name that we're talking to. Danielle Word, you like and comment her stuff. You're like, sweet, you're in my funnel now, girl. I got you. We're going to build a relationship. You're going to be my friend. And if you're not my friend, you're not my people anyways, and that doesn't matter. Moving on. 2 days later, you're going to like and comment on her stuff again. At that point, she's going to start seeing your name and her notifications. She's going to hop over to your profile, which is why it's important that you post, and she's going to see what you're posting about. She's like, oh yeah, Laura, okay. She thinks she's cool, liking and commenting my stuff. I like her. That's fine. But then you take it a step further. And in 2 days, boom, you hit her with an awesome private message. It could be a hey girl message. It could be a compliment message. I loved the video that Dara shared that she was talking about how she connects with people. Brilliant, so applicable, so relevant, and so nice. Like, I want to hug Dara. When she was complimenting all those people, I was like, yeah, girl, you're the kind of friend that I need in my life. Like, you were so thoughtful and complimenting. Like you want those people to build you up. That's why you need to go out there and private message these people and build them up, compliment them, be inquisitive, because people like feeling liked. So step number 3 in the 7-step funnel is sending them a private message, whether you like it or not, whether you're shy or not, whether you don't know what to say or not, because I have examples here that I'm going to share with you. It could be something like, hey girl, long time no talk, what's new? It could be, oh my goodness, I loved your post about blank. What made you think of that? It could be like, happy Wednesday, saw that you had a baby announcement. That's awesome, when do you do? Another step 3 kind of like initial message to somebody could be, I'm so sorry that this happened. I saw that you were going through a hard time. I can't imagine going through that. Is there anything I can do? I know it's only online, but I'm thinking of you. I'm so sorry. So even sharing a level of empathy, okay, that is compassionate towards people, and that will help people feel you. They're not going to really remember what you said on your post. They're not going to really remember the exact post that you liked and commented, but they will remember, no matter what, how you made them feel. Number one, in a relationship marketing, not going to remember what you say, what you look like. They're going to remember what you made them feel like. You can make them smile. You can make them feel like inspired. You can make them laugh. You can make them feel comforted. You can make them feel empowered. You want to just give them all the feels. All right, we're back. Step number 4 in the 7-step funnel. And I will tell you again, there are 7 steps, so it is kind of crazy and lengthy, but I will give you this on a silver platter. Seriously, right after this, I'm going to send a Google Drive link in this group page, and you guys will be like, because it has every single detail you've ever wanted to know about building a list and following a funnel when you're inviting people. Step number 4, 2 days later, you go back and you message them again. Guys, this is not hard. You go back and message them again. All right, step number 4 is basically just going to be going back and forth, getting to know them, getting past the bridge of, hey, this is awkward. We're kind of on a blind date, getting to know each other. Step number 4 is you engage with them some more. Just try. Like, if you throw out some conversations and it falls flat, you're like, oh, this girl ain't ready for me. Like, moving on. But after you talk to them, after you message them, after you connect with them, there is a big step number 5. I wish it was Christmas season, because the 5th day of Christmas is always, is that the song? Yeah, on the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. That's the biggest one. 5 golden rings. Step number 5 in the 7-step funnel is the most important step, just like the 5 golden rings and the 12 days of Christmas. Step number 5 is the actual invite. Rain, shine, sleet, ice, scared or not, you will, no matter what, invite them into something that you're doing on step number 5, which is essentially day number 10 of you having that initial contact with them. It could be a complete stranger, but by day number 10 of liking and commenting on their stuff, of private messaging, trying to get some kind of engagement, by step number 5, day number 10, because every 2 days, you are going to invite them to something. I know, there's a lot of different variables, like what if? What if? Well, in this case, what if? I just say go for it. And if it's like you're in a super sensitive situation, you're like, well, that person's grandma just died. I'm not going to say, hey, since you're going through a really hard time, you should join my challenge group. Be sensitive to like real life situations if you need to extend that period a little bit longer, but don't use that as an excuse to push back that invite. Guys, that is why the majority of us don't hit our Success Club goals, because we keep on pushing back and say, well, they're just not ready. I don't know how to transition it. I don't know how to twist this conversation into an invite without it coming across salesy. The only person who thinks it's salesy is you, because you're like, what if they say no? What if they have a price objection? I don't know what to say, and oh, my kid is jumping off the couch. Oh, look, they just spilled Shakeology over the floor. I can't invite right now. I get it. Life is crazy. But at step number 5, rain or shine or sleet or ice or fearful or not, you go for the invite. You go for the invite, because it doesn't have to be anything like a book. It could be, I am doing this really exciting thing. I just lost 5 pounds. I figured since you are so awesome and super nice that you would not mind me throwing this out there. I know, totally random, but I'm leading a fitness group next month, looking for a couple of more girls who have some health goals, maybe losing some pounds by the summer. Would that ever interest you? You would be awesome in it. Boom, invite. Nice, casual, relatable, and it also is gentle enough where it gives them a way out. So it's not like putting them in the corner, pressuring them, giving them a sales pitch. It's like, hey girl, you're so nice. I know you don't mind. So what are they going to do then? Mind? No, you just complimenting them for being nice. So then they have to respond to you nice. And then you say, I know this is random, but I can't stop thinking of you because I'm in the process now of filling people in to my next challenge group. I like to use the words a lot, like I'm reserving spots. So I'll say, hey, would you like for me to reserve a spot for you in this next group? This would be awesome for us to do together. Remember that goal you were talking about? So step 5 is the invite. Ladies, gentlemen, go for it. There's this invite surge. I love it. I absolutely love it. I watched all of the videos, and I think I'm really just basically going to save all of this content and use it as my new coach training. Like everything since day 1 of this invite surge, I'm just going to say, hey, new coaches, this is your new coach training here, because it talks about posting, talks about belief, talks about connecting with people, talks about when people say they're interested, what to do now. I love when the Fitzpatricks are talking about that. So after you do the invite, then what? Do you sit back and you bite your nails? You're like, oh, Lordy, here's what's happening. They're either going to say yes, no, they're going to go MIA, and they're going to say, tell me more, and then you can respond with the next game plan. Step number 6. Following me here? Step number 6 is the follow-up. So no matter what, after you send them that invite on day 10, 2 days later, you're going to follow up with them. Even if they ghosted you, you're going to follow up with them. Why? Because you care. Because you ain't no one-night stand kind of person. You're going to talk to them, invite them into what you're doing. It could be a free group, a challenge group, your coaching team, whatever. Invite them into your inner circle because you guys want to be BFFs. And then follow up with them in 2 days. A follow-up, an example could be, I got scripts. I got scripts you guys can have. Let's see. Do I have it typed up in this? No. No word vomit. Depending on what their answer was, you guide that conversation. Depending on how they answer, you guys know this. By the time you invite, they're going to say yes, no, maybe, ghost, whatever. 2 days later, follow up. Here's the kicker. 2 days later, follow up again. Follow up again. I don't care if they've MIA'd you. I don't care if they are now like in secret hiding because you brought up something you were doing. That's their problem. That's their defensiveness. That's their insecurity. You were simply being a pal because you're like, oh, dang, I thought we were cool. But if not, you're not ready for me. Because I'm excited and my energy is high, and if you're not ready for my energy, then watch my post a little bit more to break off some of that hard shell that you're living under, because life is too short and too awesome for you to be stressed out about me inviting you to a free group I'm hosting. So I kind of see it as like, all right, they are afraid. Maybe they think I'm going to bite them. So I kind of, ease back into liking and commenting on their stuff. But step number 7 is following up with them again. And here are some examples of how I follow up with people who have no responses, people who ghost you. Just checking to see if you got my last message. I get it. We're so busy these days. I know what it's like to read something and then totally forget. Looks like we haven't been able to connect, bummer. Or, well, it looks like I keep missing you, hope everything's okay. So you like have a level of concern, but those are some examples of follow-ups that I share with people who don't respond to me. Because if they read the invite and they're like, yeah, oh, I'm busy now, I got distracted going down the grocery store, or, you know, the light turned green, I can't read my post anymore, the message thread anymore, then you want to follow up with them twice. Now, my rule of thumb, it can be different for everybody, but I kind of feel like this is the best, is 3 strikes, you're out. 3 strikes, if you message that person 3 times and they have 0 response, that's kind of the sign to be like, okay, let me put you back at step 1, because you're not ready. So you're not ready, so put you back at step 1, but you're going to put them back at step 1 in, let's say, 90 days. So every day you know who to talk to, what stage of the conversation you're in, what to do in that conversation, if they're at the invite point, which you need to go for, if they're at the follow-up point, previous inviters that you just need to go love bomb a little bit more to soften them up. All right? Because eventually what you want to do is just invite people in your tribe. Like, you want to attract people who are going to be your tribe. So don't be offended or don't be weirded out if not everyone receives you immediately, because you're just going to have to build those relationships and connections. My connection is weak, guys. I'm sorry. I hope you can still hear me. Sometimes when it goes in and out, things are kind of funny. I can see your comments. I've not been reading them, so I hope that you can still hear me. Likes and comments and hearts, if you guys can still hear me. I will continue because I don't want to digress. So I guess in summary, when we're talking about building a funnel, you want the top layer to be the biggest, because then you're going to funnel it down. Lindsay has a beautiful graphic about this. The top layer is your cold market. Guys, thanks for the love. Okay, I see your hearts and likes. So top layer is your pipeline. You know, the people who are your followers, your friends. You move people to step number 1, and then you move people to step number 2, then 3, then 4, then 5 is the golden rings of the 12 days of Christmas, and that's where you have the invite, okay? That's where you throw out the invite. And then steps 6 and 7 are the follow-ups. By step 7, if they have not decided to join your group, or they want to be, you know, maybe in the group for next month, well, make sure you write that down on your list. Make sure you have a system in place where, you know, you have a date there to follow up with them in time. You could still nurture and love on them every now and again. Don't forget people, because then you're just going to be like the stereotypical salesperson. If you forget people, then you're going to be fulfilling their stereotype or fulfilling their assumption that all you want is a challenge pack sale. Guys, that's hard, I know, but the way that you can prevent having brain fog or mom brain or whatever is having a list, so you have a clear way to follow up with people, to continue to share them comments, continue to like their stuff, continue to be ongoing in the conversation and private messages. That is it. That was profound, amazing. I know you've never heard of any of that stuff before, but you totally have, because you're smart. Like, if you would not be watching this video and spending time on your Wednesday afternoon building your business if you weren't smart. But it's a funnel. It's a funnel. You start at step 1, move to step 7. So hypothetically, if you actually allow this funnel system to work, if you do the work, again, it doesn't matter what tool you use, but if you do the work, then think about it. Would your business grow faster, or would your business advance more? Would you be more likely to achieve your goals if you legitimately private message somebody and invite like 25 to 35 people a week? That might be small to what you're already doing, or that might be a lot. But I'm talking about 25 to 35 real, deep, like great connections with people that you're actually inviting weekly. Do you think that your goals would increase? Do you think that your performance would increase? Do you think that your income, your success, your rank? I honestly think people assume they're inviting, but if they invite 1 or 2 people every day, or I do this a lot, when people come to you through attraction marketing, you think, sweet, like I invited this week. Yeah, I count those people as invites. If somebody comes to me, I count them automatically at step number 5. But I don't have 10 people coming to me every single day saying, hey, tell me about your challenge group. That's just not me. I have to go out there, build relationships with people, connect with people, and then go for the invite. Sometimes they're just going to ask me questions because of the conversation we're having. But this funnel is so effective and powerful and duplicatable, and it's really, really easy. Everyone can take this skeleton and apply it to their personality. You can take this funnel system process thing and make it your own, as long as you realize the point of it is not being afraid to start new connections with cold market people, liking and commenting on their things so consistently that they're going to realize that you care. Private message them so you're connected, like we already talked about in this group, and then go for the invite after a week and a half. You guys have to not skip the invitation part of it, or they're not going to feel welcomed into your living room. They're just going to think, oh, well, what she's posting about publicly is for somebody else, and that's really cool, and they look like they're having a lot of fun, but they're not really going to realize that you are inviting them until you personally invite them and say, that public invite that you saw, I was thinking of you, and you would be great. How about you join me? Then they're going to say, really? Oh, I feel so much more comfortable now. Tell me more. So you're basically inviting people into your home when you share a private message invitation with them, and don't be afraid of it. And having a list and working from your list will reduce your stress and nervousness about this business, so literally you can plug in and plug out. It's such a glorious feeling to put your head down at night and say, I did my work. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow over again. You're not thinking, I should have done more. I never do enough. I'm super stressed out. So-and-so's doing this. So-and-so's doing that, and I'm just not cut out for this. If you do the little work every single day, it will compound over time. Like all of a sudden, people forget what the compound effect is when we talk about inviting. But inviting 5 to 10 people, I will even say, 3 to 10 people, if you have to do the bare minimum, a day, that will grow your business ginormously. And you have to figure out your ratios. You have to figure out if, hey, every 20 people I invite, do I get a sale? Or, every 30 people that I invite, does somebody finally say yes to coaching? You could figure out your ratios and even set up goals that way. Got it? You got it? Done. All right. That's it. Now what I'm going to do is share all this on some PDFs that I created, some pictures and scripts and Excel sheets that I shared. So if you are a pen and paper person and you don't yet have a list, then you can print this thing off that I made, and it's really not aesthetically pleasing. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not like your most cool, graphically talented person. So this list that you print off, you're going to be like, this is so elementary. Exactly. This is so elementary. But it just takes doing the work. It takes doing the legwork. So that's it. Okay. All right. You guys are awesome. I see some of your comments. I'm so glad that this was helpful. It really is so simple. Inviting is so simple. The only reason it feels weird to you is because you haven't done the first half of the funnel. If you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm supposed to invite today, but I don't know who to invite. All you have to do is start at step 1. If you're freaking out, if your team is freaking out, if you have a new coach and they say, I don't even know what to do, say, girl, it's simple. All you have to do is start at step 1 today, which is liking and commenting on 5 people's stuff. And then tomorrow, do that again. And then on Wednesday, since that's 2 days later, add 5 new people to step number 1. But then also, the people from Monday, move them to step number 2. And then so on and so forth. And so the funnel progresses itself if you wake up and do the work every single day. You'll know exactly who's on your list to follow up with. You're going to know who's on your list to share an invite with that day. You're going to know who's on your list to follow up with about that invite that day. You're going to know that you are now responsible for adding 5 new cold market people to that list every single day. So you're never going to have this ginormous panic of, I don't have anyone new to invite. Because every single day, you're going to have plenty of people to invite if you're letting this funnel do its job. Got it. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.